Hey, good morning again. This is Bob from Trade Genius. I'm going to talk about natural gas. Today is the 10th of December. As you know, I've been pounding the table on natural gas, and I'm expecting a big move higher. And I'm just not making it up or hopeful that because I want it. There's fundamental reasons why natural gas should be much higher, and there's a concerted effort. I'll show you the Commitment of Traders report of trying to push the price down, and I think now they've overplayed their hand. And so let's just start. Here's where the price is right now. So obviously last week they had a huge push down. Okay, and a lot of what they're counting on here is that typically you're strong into January, and then you get the shoulder, what they call it, the rollover into March before they start filling the tanks for summertime and the rest of the year. And there's a lot of rumblings now because it's supposed to have been a warm winter. That's what everybody was told. That's what the strategic planners were doing, and they were trying to run out the clock here. And so all the weather reports were showing a fairly benign December, and they figured if they can get through January, then they're home free. But the weather has changed, and storage levels have been dropping, so they may get themselves really short here at the worst possible time. So here's our price here now, and for me, as it stair steps up, it needs to go here to here to here, and then my target is up in here, and I'll show you why here in a second. So we have I'll go here first. Okay, so here's is what they call the fair value versus current price. So this looks at 8-month projected storage levels. So this is data that comes out of the EIA and other sources. There's a site called CelsiusEnergy.net. Encourage you to bookmark that site. I cut and pasted out of this because it's so much information in there that it could literally overwhelm you. But natural gas is one of the few places where you can get daily data on storage levels and on demand and on production. So you don't necessarily have to wait for the reports. They a lot of times they're just used to clobber traders. And so the reason why I have my 360 number up here is that based on the storage, and this report came out before the change in the climate models that are starting to show up this week. So I suspect the storage levels are going to fall even farther. It's going to push this number up even higher and probably flatten this. And that's what happened in 2013, 2014, is that instead of the shoulder season, you had December move higher, you had a dip, and then in January, February, the price exploded because all of a sudden they had to buy natural gas and they didn't have enough of it because they went with their normal models. Here's the futures curve. It's flat. So they're basically saying that they see no change in the price of natural gas for the next 6 months. And this has been the floor. Every time they push this contract down, it keeps banging on this 275, 280 area, and then rips higher to 320. So I expect nothing less than that on this move. And going back to my let's see here, chart here is see if I got this one right to move it. Yeah, so here's the Commitment of Traders report. So in order for them to push price down just to get back to the area that has been the floor, is that they had to short the heck out of this thing, and they're driving the bulls out. And this tends to become a rubber band. It's been quite some time, since you had a short on in natural gas futures, and that's pretty leveraged money. And if what happens, what I think is going to happen, I'm going to show you right here, is that these guys are going to have to cover big time. I love this site, Joe Bastardi. I love Ryan Mao. These guys are the least biased people I know. They don't throw up. Although the people that I've also followed, two pretty left-leaning meteorologists, and they've changed their tunes also. One guy lives in Miami, and he's seen firsthand. I mean, Florida's below freezing. Florida actually got snow. Corpus Christi had the largest snowfall of all the places so far in this move. It actually will get better when it goes into North Carolina, Virginia, and so on and so forth. But South Texas, that's how low the jet stream dipped. That is consistent with solar minimums, and this is a persistent pattern, and we're going to see it all through January and February too. And so here's the pattern here. Okay, and just a week ago, this pattern was supposed to look more like this, and it's gone now. And so now you're seeing this pattern right here is the typical La Nina pattern, also the typical solar minimum pattern. Is that, even during the ice ages and even the mini ice ages, this part of the world saw very little precipitation and also snow. And this area here, obviously, because we see where the ice went to during the ice age. So this pattern is a pattern you see when the Earth starts to cool, okay? And La Nina is a cooling event. And so this area here, they're going to suck the storage right out, and they're going to be burning it to keep warm. And if you just go to Mao, I'm going to show you his clippers. Okay, so here's his thing here. Okay, that's what he's looking at for Christmas. And a week ago, this wasn't the pattern. Okay, the pattern was for this to lift and warm air to come in. That's changed. So now a 10-day report's turning into a 17-day report, and they think this may last all the way through the end of the year. What happens is you just keep sending clippers through, and I'll show you that. So people should know what a clipper is. It's those are the Alberta clippers. So that just keeps sending wave and wave after cold air down off of a low pressure system. And then here it is here. So this is what you can expect for the next 5 to 7 days here. It's just rotating around here and just throwing cold air after cold air after cold air into the northwest, northeast, and the mid-Atlantic states, and even down into the Midwest. And there's another chart too. I don't have it available. Is that it shows? I posted it on Twitter. I retweeted it. It shows that the even the West is going to get colder too. Even though the jet streams is going to be above it, it's going to get colder as well. So I'm pretty confident here that my positioning is correct, and that this move is going to be a really, really spectacular move. And like I said, if by the end of next week, with all this weather here, if we aren't seeing a good push higher in natural gas, then there's something else at play here that I can't fathom. So I'm bullish. Draw your own conclusions. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys later today. Thanks. Bye.